which is why it's funny.
Record button.
Yeah.
So let's just launch this candle.
It's only in the opening days where they see the loading message, which is actually appropriate because the graphics get updated by our expert over here. So it's sort of apt.
Wait a minute. Have we always used your background, or did we have a different one in the beginning? Like on episode 1?
No, it was just the...
I think it was this one.
Just the regular, yeah,
okay.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Okay, so you made that for us before we started.
Yes.
Right,
yeah.
but it wasn't until we, recently...
Dolly.
And we started putting in the loading messages, which is a placeholder now for the actual loading graphics, so it actually makes perfect sense within
Yeah, like the only time I see them is when I'm actually just scrolling on YouTube.
Right.
So, because they're instantaneously gone. So, as soon as you hit play.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
And so that's with Dolly that you're doing that, or
No, I'm using Stable Diffusion. It's a free.
Oh, okay.
Free one that you can get off GitHub. And
I was trying to get on the Bing one, but apparently there's a wait list.
Yeah, I'm on the wait list.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
So, yeah. So they got to check you out, make sure you're not some kind of Chinese troll or something. So I don't know. So I thought I'd get it pretty quick because I have an Office 365 account that I pay for every single year.
Yeah.
So
and they still said no.
Well, it's like, thank you for your interest. You're on the wait list. So I was like, okay. So.
Well, so that's actually the same thing that goes with like the T-Mobile internet. So.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah, there's a wait list on that too. Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, and it's funny because
they try and sell it to me every time I call tech support.
Well, so here's the funny thing: is their check on this is basically like, take your phone, and if it shows a 5G signal, then you're eligible, right?
Oh, okay.
But what I asked them right after I got waitlisted, I'm like, let me go talk to somebody. So I went on the thing. I'm like, I know a thing or two about this. I'm like, why can't I get on here? And it's just like, well, okay, so the thing is, yeah, you're eligible, but right now what they're doing is it's basically like traffic mitigation.
Oh.
So unless they have more people, they don't want to just throw everybody in there and just say, well, this is going to suck up the traffic. We're going to make sure that
everybody that's on it has a good experience.
I would just charge quadruple for it.
I know that. Well, look, it turns out that I didn't know this the other day, but yeah, I checked, how those guys are doing. They overtook AT&T.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're number 2.
Oh, I didn't know AT&T had wireless internet.
Oh, no. In terms of
users or towers,
cell phones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that doesn't really surprise me. So.
Does me.
Well, I mean, they did buy Sprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sprint was
maybe not great, but I mean, I don't know.
Sprint.
They had stores,
Yeah.
So I mean, they again wasn't like
there was like one in the Sears.
Enough said.
Sprint really dropped the ball really badly.
Sprint had the network infrastructure, though. That's what a lot of people don't know about Sprint. So
they did, but it wasn't that far-reaching. And the other thing that So Sprint was the thing that they had going for them, and they didn't capitalize on it enough, was they had basically the walkie-talkie function, right?
Yeah.
They had the Nextel setup here where it was, right? And that was like huge for a while. That actually worked for them great, but just gone. It didn't last.
Yeah, so Sprint, do you know what it stands for?
No.
Southern Pacific Railroad Information Technologies.
Really?
Yeah, so they had all the fiber optic that was laid along railroad tracks all over the western United States. Their walkie-talkie thing would bounce off railroad radio towers, which are fucking everywhere. So
gotcha.
Yeah, so they had the infrastructure, which is why T-Mobile wanted them. So, because they got really easy access, coast to coast fiber optic cable going everywhere. So, yeah.
But the problem is they had an incompatible mobile network.
That's true. That is true. So.
And I still have pretty crappy service at times.
Well, with T-Mobile?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, mine's gotten better, I'd say, the last 2 years. So.
Over here, it's ubiquitous.
Well, there's a couple dips around, like up near my daughter's school and stuff, where it's kind of rough, you know.
Is it?
Well, it's just because, you know, like you have those deep valleys up there and stuff, and so if you get in one of those, then yeah, you're fucked, you know, at least for a couple of minutes. So, but
Yeah, Verizon didn't care anything. You could be anywhere and you'd have.
that's true. Even when I was up at the fishing club, we had great reception at Verizon. I have yet to get a bar out of T-Mobile up there. So, but I also don't feel like I'm getting gang raped.
True. Verizon pay. You got to pay for it, but
Which I respect. I mean, because that's what they do. That they don't
rape people.
I will say the oil field paid that bill, and it was worth it for that.
Right. No, well, I mean that's the thing is they do get you, and that was their thing is they put the hardware everywhere. That was where they're like, this is going to cost us, and we're going to pass that charge on to you, and. See, the weird thing is those are going to be supplemental within 10 years.
What does that mean? What do you mean by supplemental?
The actual terrestrial towers will be supplemental service.
Oh, rather than
within 10
getting
years.
it beamed from, you know, space balls.
Yeah,
so,
actually.
Elon Musk balls.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Patrick, before we forget, because I was going to ask you to remember, what did you want to talk about with Scott Adams, please?
So,
who is Scott Adams?
Scott Adams, the Dilbert guy. You saw how he got in trouble.
I didn't notice. No.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not that big a deal. So, you know, but there was a rather loud and angry corner of the internet that was trying to go after its latest victim. So, So now, like, the thing about this is that not only is Scott Adams a dumbass, so he's a dumbass. So, but, you know, then nobody went and, like, took the easy tack on and said, God, you're dumb. You know, they said, no, you're racist.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So that makes them just as dumb on this one. So there was a poll that was done by Rasmussen, who is...
Do you consider
They
Rasmussen...
are famously bad.
But they get used all the time.
They get used all the time because they cater to the right-wing market. So they're very good at it. So they don't care about methodology too much. You can pay for 1,000 respondents through them and ask the most ridiculous fucking questions, which is what exactly this right-wing troll farm did. Okay. And I don't even know which one it was. It was one of them think tanks that thinks they're smarter than they are.
Okay.
Yeah, this wasn't I guess the other side of the internet from NeoGAF, whatever, or from Reset Era.
Yeah.
So it's actually a conservative think tank that put this together. I don't remember which one it was.
If you saw the name, you'd know it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's got like Heritage Freedom something or other in it somewhere. You know, Better America Foundation. Right. Yes. I don't know. So, but anyway, they commissioned this poll, and the poll asked like just a couple of questions, but one of them was, "Do you agree with the following statement? It's okay to be white." Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sure, and that's how most people responded to the poll. So, but they said 53% of black people responded affirmatively that it's okay to be white. All right, whereas I think it was 24% respond, no, it's not okay to be white.
No, it was more than that.
Well, so there's a neutral answer in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, and so quite honestly, the way they have that question worded, it's fine to answer the neutral. It's like, well, what do you mean by white? So you're not specifying in this question, okay? Now, if you say, is it okay to be a white supremacist, that's a little... Exactly, but that's not the question, but that's what they're trying to do with this fucking troll bait shit, all right? And so Scott Adams, he's so he takes the non-answer plus the negatory answer, no, it's not okay to be white.
Well, okay.
Glues those two together and says that half of black America doesn't like white Americans just stay the hell away from them because they're, basically this would be considered a hate group. So, so he's an idiot, too.
Okay.
to discredit in that regard, failing to answer that it's okay to be white.
Yeah, but that's one way to interpret it. But anybody who knows anything about survey methodology would not glue those two fucking things.
No, because
together.
You're right. It's the neutral.
You're just trying to get to a destination without buying the ticket.
Right.
So so I gotcha.
I've seen how those guys ride that train.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, like. The whole internet's in an uproar. He gets canceled, quote unquote. So
was he still doing Dilbert?
If he is, but like, there's so many ways that he's gotten paid through syndication over the years.
Gotcha.
That I mean, it's not like he's like Jim Davis rich, man. At this point in time,
he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. And so that's why he's got this podcast where he can say crazy fucking things like this, and he doesn't give a shit. But then like just looking at the poll itself. It was bad. It was really bad. All right. So first of all, it's got a sample size of 1,000 randos. All right.
You just said randos.
Randos.
See?
Yeah, 1,000 randos.
Okay.
So these randos are not randos though, because they call specifically between the hours of 6 and 9 p.m. All right, and mostly in the Midwest. And the reason why you do your polling in the Midwest is so that you can get somewhat of an idea of like middle America, so to speak. Because if I pull Miami, it's going to be fucked up.
Right.
So if I pull New York City, it's going to be fucked up. Or California,
San Francisco, yeah.
So you pull from several states in the Midwest that have a sprinkling of black people in it. All right, and so because you might get some in Chicago, you never know.
True.
Whatever. Okay, but nobody answers the fucking phone unless you're like 85 years old. So anymore. All right,
If
and
you get unknown, you're not answering.
And so here's what they do: they keep calling and keep calling and keep calling until they get to that 1,000-person sample size. All right. And then what they do is they take whatever results they get and they weight them based on their previous answers that they've gotten from people who've been verified, all right, as being black or Mexican or female or whatever in each demographic group. And then since they're doing 1,000 poll sample, that 1,000-person sample size, they just apply those weights to any affirmative answers that they do get from people who actually apply to those categories. So here's the math on it. It's really straightforward. So about 12% of the population is black? So out of 1,000, you expect to get 120 black people. Well, they get about 10, okay, and then they count all of them 3 times.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and so that's how survey sampling works, or weighting in a survey sample like that works.
Wow!
It's the cheapest, fucking, most bottom basement, like garbage survey that you could put out there, and they did it completely as troll bait, and they got themselves a fish on that.
So if Rasmussen was an airline, which airline would they be?
Oh, they wouldn't even be. They would like Southwest would make them look good. So
would they be like Spirit?
They'd be like Frontier. So which is a shithole. So anyway.
So would they still?
And I used to work there.
Would they still interview 1,000 people, and then so the total votes would then be 1,400? If they're counting them as like 3 people?
No, so what they'll do is they'll keep polling until they reach that 1,000 persons, okay? Now, some of those people, when they ask him, is like, can you tell us your race? They'll say, fuck off,
right.
Okay? So those people get set aside, all right? So, but then that still counts as a hit, and so it's going to go towards that 1,000-person total, all right? That person's just not going to be, we're not going to be able to determine if they're black or white. So, but then the next time we call, and then this person says, well, what's your race, if you don't mind sharing? They say, I'm black. And they say, okay, great. Okay, so they take into consideration all those people who didn't answer that question in one way or the other, and then just kind of project those who did actually answer that as being the answer.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's complete horseshit.
So if you say, I'd rather not say you're assigned a race.
Well, no, you're assigned a non-race, but your answer is not really going to matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
Because that's not what they're looking for. This poll, they were specifically looking for perceptions and whiteness amongst people from what they call general population. So, which means everybody, and so they'll just use the national average, but you're only pulling 1,000 people. You're calling them, all right, first and foremost. So I'm not answering that phone. So, I think my mom might, so...
I would answer the phone.
Would you?
I do.
Yeah, but it's going to come up as, scam likely.
I always answer.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you're kind of weird. I'm going to ask you your race. What are you going to answer?
white.
Okay.
But you're not.
But I'm half, and they don't really usually do that. So I just go. I guess it depends. Sometimes I say I'm Asian. Sometimes I say I'm white.
Yeah.
I just kind of choose.
Sorry, man. I always apply it as racists have applied to me. If you're part of this, you're all this.
Well, then you're white.
If you're 1/4 Korean, you're still slave, you know? Or, I mean, 1/8 was it?
But if you're half white, then you could be white. If you're half Asian, then you could be Asian. You get to kind of choose.
No, white's the baseline. White is just that's the thing is if you're 100%, then no worries, right? But if you have any kind of ethnic taint in your
That sounds terrible.
You
has that ethnic taint in him too. So.
Like if I go to your 23andMe and I find 6% like sub-Saharan African, you're black, Will.
My understanding is that just about everybody scores about 6% on that.
I heard most people is actually 1 to 2.
Are you curious?
Okay. Yeah.
Would you actually want to do the test?
I could give a fuck. Let's just.
I got a tiny bit of curiosity just to kind of see what would come up.
A little bit, but I mean, I
don't know how much the test costs, but it's probably not worth that.
It's not that expensive.
Oh, they're not?
Yeah, and you just basically spit into a cup and then send it out. Yeah.
And then they keep your genetic info for.
Well, yeah, and then you murder 4 students in Idaho to catch you.
Oh, yeah.
Did they catch him that way?
Yeah.
From that?
From that.
Oh my gosh.
That's exactly how they caught him.
Wow.
So you should read the disclaimer before you send your shit in, man. You're not the only one paying for access to that database.
Okay, so
You are not.
speaking of kind of stealing the information, I kind of wanted to get a camera that I could put up in my house so I could see my dog if I'm at work and stuff like that.
Oh, we'll give you the Furbo.
But they're all like Chinese.
Oh,
Would
bad.
I worry?
Yeah.
Like they're just straight recording to
Do it.
But the American ones are like 5 times as much.
Just get one of the Ring ones. You got a Ring system, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 2 of those cameras. They're cheap. And you just plug in your Ring system.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's literally, there's a button you push on the front. It's like, is this your system? It's like, yes. So, and then...
Okay, all right. Well, that works. Problem solved. Yeah, because I went on Amazon and I'm like, I bet every single one of these is Chinese. Like I kept looking, I'm like, yeah, that's Chinese. Yeah, that's Chinese. Yeah, that's Chinese. I was like, they're just gonna straight stream this to them.
I bought 2 of those maybe 5 years ago when we went down to my in-laws for a week so I could keep eyes on my cats. So, or actually, this was back when we had the old cat. So, yeah, but it was totally Chinese, and so they wanted me to download this fucking sus Chinese app and all this shit. So, and at first it was kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever, you know, and then I started getting all this fucking just junk email and
Oh wow.
you know, trying to, pop-ups that were suggesting new apps to download and shit. And I was like, yep, fuck these guys. And so, and then we got the Ring, and it was like, oh, the extra camera's only $24. Yeah, okay.
All right.
So yeah.
Cool enough. Well, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, it was like a no-brainer. So.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I brought it up.
Yeah. Although the cops will use your Ring system against you too if you commit crimes.
Yes, they will.
Whether you give them access to it or not. So
Yeah.
by purchasing this product and installing this, you agree to X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, technology comes with a price.
Hey man, if it catches people are out there pulling my door handles, that's cool.
And the cops don't care.
They don't really care.
No.
They
Good
don't really
Lord,
care.
yeah, there's so many. God, they're just like, does anybody know this kid walking through my yard? Did they do
Yeah, did
anything?
he stab anybody? Is he covered in
Yeah,
blood?
really,
So does he have your TV?
Exactly. What's he doing? Did he walk off with 20 pounds of sod? What's your beef with this kid?
You just literally saw it on your Ring that somebody walked through your yard. It's like, come on, people.
I've got a crazy neighbor like that, man. He's got all the Rings and the Simply Safes and all the shit and stuff. Yeah.
So I'm watching a show called Mr. Robot, and it's about a hacker and all this kind of stuff, and he's like, Oh, I love it when the people have those Simply Safe or whatever, or ADT. It's like, because then you can actually just find out what frequency they run all their systems on, and you can just get right in.
Is that real?
If you know what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
For the normal person, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, no.
But for the people that actually know what to look for and how to find it, yeah, you just narrow down their search.
Yeah, see, that's why I never... There was a guy, like, maybe 2 years ago, one of these summer college kid intern types, and, the guys who come around and sell you solar panels and shit. This guy was selling, like, some kind of smart home system. So it was like, it'll integrate everything. You can open your doors remotely, and you can, tell whether or not your refrigerator's on, and, set your thermostat and all this stuff. I was like, who the fuck? Fuck, I don't want that. And he just looked at me like I was retarded. So he was like, why wouldn't you want that? And I was like, I don't know. I don't want that many of my devices linked to my freaking Wi-Fi. So, and this was just a completely alien,
I have the thermostat that I can adjust on my phone.
Yeah.
But
I just keep it low anyway.
Yeah.
So
well, that I get. Okay, and so there's a few things that I totally understand switching from your phones. Like, all right, so the thermostat makes perfect sense. You're in bed, click, 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 or you're at work. I want it to be like this when I get home.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Same thing goes with lights.
Yep.
Okay, but everything else is just like go look.
Yeah, I don't know what the fridge thing like.
Well, because you're supposed to be able to use that to stock things and stuff. But you know how you do that? You just open it.
Yeah.
The same thing. It's like people who are like they have to look at the like the temperature on their phone or something. It's like just open the door. Like,
oh no, I use the temperature.
Yeah, no, I use that too. Yeah.
No, I do, but at the same time, it's like.
It's like literally on the home screen. Like I can't.
Right, yeah,
you can't.
You turn your phone on, and it's like, oh, it's nice out today. I can wear shorts.
But no, I get that. I get that. But it's not something that is necessity. It's not something where like, what would I do without it? What would I do if the internet were out? Okay, well then I just have to go look.
All right, whoa. How often do you leave your house?
Once a day.
See, then yeah, the temperature outside thing isn't really that big of a deal for you.
Actually, it is.
Versus the normal people that go in and out or actually do
Well,
like.
you're gonna go run, right?
Well, or take this one for a walk.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you would actually go search it up.
Right,
So
just hit
it's
the button. Yeah, no, you're
yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
right. Yeah.
So I don't really get the thermostat and the lights things. I don't think that's like, I always leave a light on in my house. There's always a light on in my house. So,
I like the
and then my
thermostat
thermostat's consistent. I keep my house at just constant 70. So
Yeah, I let my house
Yeah.
even like when you're sleeping.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. No, I don't like it too cold when I sleep. My wife does, but that's when I go put on my pants. So
But yeah, like my house, it for whatever reason it does the smart thing. If there's nobody in the house, it just like almost like shuts off.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So my house right now is so energy efficient because we got new windows just like 2 years ago. It's a ranch, so it's like my utility bill is really stable. So even with the gas increases and stuff, it just doesn't go up and down that much. So in fact, I got to the point in time where I run my dishwasher every fucking day now. So if there's a spoon in it, I run it. Just because it's like a habit, man. It's so energy efficient, so it uses almost no water. So the same thing, like all of my shower heads, I replaced them with the low flow ones. Those used to suck. They are badass now. So,
Really?
Yeah, the new ones are great.
They have pressure.
Yeah. So yeah. So
Just theoretically, you just narrow the hole.
I don't know how it fucking works. So but we got one from the city of all places.
You're narrowing the hole, but then it still has to spread out to whatever your shower head is.
Well, you reduce the number of holes and make them tighter.
I don't know. It's got like 1,000 little holes on it, so and it works great.
The super little holes.
Maybe. All right, well, he's got it, so
everything I know about water pressure comes from kinking the hose. All right, so I'm not a scientist. I'm not a kinking the hose or putting your thumb in front of it. Yeah, that's
you turn into a gun.
Yeah. I defer to you guys. Yeah.
All right. I haven't gotten a new shower head in 6 years, so yeah. And I think I avoided low flow because I didn't want to.
Oh, and everybody says you're terrible, but you know.
But I've had them like in hotel rooms and stuff, and you're like, they suck.
Oh no.
The one man for a while there, like some hotel showers, yeah, they'll go ahead and strip your clear coat off, but a lot of them are just that it's
a gentle rain.
It is, yeah. It would be like
I would love to have a rain shower.
Oh, I know.
Oh, they're so nice.
That looks cool.
They are so nice.
Like
I don't think I've
want the outdoor ones.
No, it's got this like plate overhead. Yeah. You get like my in-laws have them down at their house. You get fucking soaked. So it is glorious.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when people go on vacation to like Cancun and you go in the little hut like outdoors.
There's a wooden barrel. I
was like, that's what you want?
I need one of those.
No. I was like, that's in demand. I've been watching. I do a lot of those home reno shows. Nobody has asked for one of those. So
I bet you've seen them.
Had to have seen.
I bet you've seen them. So
they usually will have two too. They'll have the one on top and then they'll have the one there.
I am yet to see one on those shows.
That is a lot.
Now, hold on. That doesn't mean that in all those shows, I've never seen them turn it on, right? Because all they do is they go and they'll peruse the rooms, and God, it is the same. I don't care which show it is. It's the same where. In the last segment, okay, now whoever your two hosts are, whoever your two fake-ass, phony-ass, like whether they're twin brothers or twin sisters or they're like a gay couple, because I do that one, Nate and Jeremiah, those guys are gay, but they're not like super-duper gay, so they're awesome. They're just like regular gay, right? So it's like you don't hear the voice, nothing's fucking fabulous, right? It's nothing that. It's just like, oh, you're two guys that like guys, cool, come on in here, you guys are great, right? But then after they do all their stuff, they just walk through, and all they're doing is like showing the colors, right? And it is so irritating because all you do is you're typing the same shit over again. Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God! I can't believe this is my house. Oh my God! Oh wow! And
I can't imagine typing that shit.
So I know, fucking annoying.
I'd probably be saying the same thing.
It's too beautiful.
It's like transcribing The Price is Right. You know? I'm so happy.
It's the shit that it passes by you in real life until you have to write it down.
Yeah, I got you.
It's like being punished. You have to write on the chalkboard.
It is. It's just over and over again. I joked with you earlier. Well, because I'm an American. Sometimes I get the rap stuff sent to me. Right. Look, I can tell what the guy doesn't see. It's like, all right. So when he says this, I'm like, I am going to Control C, you know what I'm saying, because he's going to say it.
You know what I mean?
He's going to say it every second sentence, sometimes 4 times in one sentence.
Yeah. I've gotten that some out of the kids' YouTube thing. They have the same repeat.
Oh,
my gosh. This one guy said stupid this, stupid that, and I'm like, any other word. Just use any other word, please, other than stupid for every single thing you're coming across.
I was impressed. So I've been helping a student with his entrance essays, right? And I was impressed that he actually used a term that I knew, right? When he was describing a person, he described that person as a little bit extra, right? And I knew what it meant.
I don't know what that means.
Doing everything over the top?
Oh, well, it's yeah, that's kind of
it. Is that super gay?
No, it's not super gay. we went through why Jeff hates super gay, and it's because it's like an imitation of women. It's I
don't know, man. I've never had a problem with the big gay out gay, so
listen to it.
No, I'm not going to listen to it, man. I'm not going to accept money for that.
I have the ability to change the channel.
Okay. There's a reason why I don't like airlines too, man.
So what's a little bit extra then?
A little bit extra is basically like kind of on like the psycho side.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if you were going to if you're trying to say that like a girl that you want, she's a little bit extra, right? She's and crazy. you can hear that, but yeah, he used that, and I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think to say like, I'm impressed that you thought that I would know that, or I'm surprised that I do know that. It's like, wow, okay, I actually do. I'm not going to say this, but I speak your language.
You want to put into a
I would never say it.
College entrance exam?
No, he was not putting it in his essay, but he was describing someone.
Oh, okay. I was like,
right.
I don't think you want that in there.
This is too informal, yes.
I don't know who he's describing in his essay.
He was just talking about his friends. Yeah.
That's going to go bye-bye soon.
What, essays?
Yeah. Yeah. Friends.
Okay.
What's going on with essays?
Oh.
People just don't have the time to read it?
No, it's not even that, man. It's just so easy to cheat on now.
Oh.
So most of the schools, like even down here, CC was like the other day coming out with new edition standards. It's like, no, we're going to do it by interview. So, yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I guess if everything can be Zoom and all that kind of stuff, like it's not hard to.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
So they don't want to do it with, it was like, did the Chat GPT write this one? I bet you it did.
And I mean, it takes just about as much time to read through an essay versus doing a 5-minute, 10-minute call. So.
See, I have a problem with this too.
Of course you do.
No. Do you know what it is?
What?
Okay, so you don't get a surprise interview with these things.
No, you don't.
You would have to schedule.
Yeah.
Right? So, say for example, they are not going to check your actual identity when you show up at school. So, say for example that they go ahead and say, all right, here comes your interview. So you get your guy that's say from China, right?
Oh yeah. And that's possible.
You go ahead and park some dude that's going to give all the right answers, and he shows up, and then suddenly you have a very different student that shows up to school because they're not going to verify.
I don't think that would happen very often because they would go through and verify your high school transcripts. So
your high school transcript.
But just have done that with your essay.
Yeah, that's true too.
No, I understand, but if you're going to do that via interview, in lieu of the essay, right? The person that appears on that camera may not be the person that it is.
Well, how's that different than having somebody write your essay and you send that in?
Oh, I'm not saying that it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I said I saw a problem with that too.
So one way that I know that they mitigate those, although it's not a perfect way to get around it, it's definitely a little bit better one, is... And I can't remember what school started doing this. It might have been Chapel Hill or somebody. So they have a portal that you apply on. Okay,
it's like basically you're thinking about like a watermark.
Kind of, but there's actually two parts to the interview. The first one is it asks you questions and it gives you like 2 minutes to record a response, and it keeps that. And then later, when they schedule the actual interview, of course, they've got your answers to those already. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that one's a little bit...
It'll just get better and better.
I guess, man. It's easy to go back to testing more so than anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which is what they've been trying to get around for the longest time anyway.
Oh, it's because people cheat the fuck out of that, too. So,
they do.
I
know.
So
those that want to cheat, you'll find a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
No matter what system you have.
I guess they cheat all the time, man. So
hey, you know what? So
I cheat all the fucking time.
They do. And I can't say that all of my work was academically honest.
I would say most of mine was.
Mine was. Roll your eyes. Hey, you're so good.
I don't think I ever lifted anything.
Well, no, but that's to say that everything that I turned in regarding like analysis and whatever was my opinion, right? The thing where you're supposed to, take somebody's information and sort of make it your own. It's supposed to be a source for you. You're not supposed to say, all right, what I'm going to recite for you is what, like Stephen Ambrose or whatever. I'm going to recite somebody else's opinion back at you, right? Mm-hmm. That is sort of academically dishonest. And like if I were to check my own gut and say, did I write this for my own opinions? I would say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but in college, I didn't have many of those.
No, it wasn't your kind of. Yeah.
I was explicitly told that my opinions didn't matter, so several times. So it was easy. So. It's like writing a historical argumentative essay is not like writing an English one. You don't have to do anything that's original. You just have to. In fact, you're kind of discouraged from doing that. It's like, oh, Mr. Big Nuts here, huh? So make it up the 1619 project all on your lonesome.
You can roll into that if you want to pick on that. By all means, I'll just sit here.
It's not even worth my time, Jeff. It's not even worth my time. So fundamentally wrong on so many levels, and better people than me have made that argument so eloquently and with more vitriol. So I don't care.
Does it even still exist?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought it just kind of burned itself out.
Nobody really takes it seriously.
Okay.
So I mean, you can find people who do, but it's just reparations. That's all it is. It's just an argument for reparations. So that's it.
Yeah. And I do test these out from time to time as part of like the trolling here. So I did run the idea of, because so San Francisco, they were debating whether or not $5 million was an appropriate reparations amount. They don't know.
Who the fuck is going to pay that? Wait, Zuckerberg? Are they going to bleed it on him?
Spread out amongst them all, or
no, a piece? Yeah,
$5 million.
$5 million.
$5 million.
What?
And they were saying that they may need to go higher.
Yeah.
What?
Now, of course, that was my whole point. Was
and going to bankrupt the whole city.
Oh yeah,
that's beautiful.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, because that's the thing that other people will be like happily. It's like, you know what? I don't mind paying my taxes, but I don't mind paying double for this.
I'm out. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So just like every white person leave the city.
Well, California also has like a billionaire tax. So
that's true.
Yeah, but so they were debating this, and the joke that I have on this is like, it's funny that racism has a dollar level that you can say once you do this, it's done. Right. And people really seem to glom onto that idea. It started a number of fights, but
you mean on the PvP version?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So. I thought this was a TV show or something.
How does it start a fight? Like they're literally saying yes that there is a dollar amount. Well, if you reach it,
this is San Francisco. There's not even a fucking history of slavery in San Francisco.
Not really. Well, on the Chinese,
yeah.
Well, yeah, but they were still paid, so
well, yes, but also, I mean, they also did have the Exclusion Act, man. So I mean,
well, yeah, okay. That was to keep the railroads from bringing more Chinese in because they proved to be much better workers than anybody else there. So
yeah, they weren't even actually allowed to leave China at that point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I saw that $5 million thing too, and it was just like, you guys are fucking all on crack.
You guys are idiots.
You guys are totally idiots, and so then to see some people actually taking that seriously, it was just kind of like, all right, well, I guess it's your town, you can pass whatever ordinance you want.
How many people are there? That's the math is insane.
I don't even know, man. I don't know how it breaks down. It just covered San Francisco too. It wasn't Oakland.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I think
the point on this was like, there's no way that you can do this. There's no that is I guarantee you that would be the point where you would actually see the break of non-party rule because they would, or one-party rule, because they'd be like, no, I'm not paying for that. No.
Wow.
Absolutely not. Especially if it's going to be a city tax that's on top of your federal taxes and your state taxes anyway. Well, and I know what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do is put out a big enough check where they can't cover it, so they can go bang on, the state house, or, maybe go all the way to the Fed. So we'll promptly tell them to fuck off.
Oh yeah, with extreme prejudice.
With extreme and white prejudice.
Yeah.
So, $5 million. That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, I always make the joke about it. It was like, all right, but that's the thing is, once it's paid, it's over. Racism is done forever. And if you...
We're all settled up now.
Yeah, I agree with that. If it ever does come to that, and then, yes, you no longer have the right to say anything.
Well, the thing for me is I consider that a felony offense. If you...
Put you in prison?
Yes. So...
Wait, what's the felony?
You accuse somebody of racism?
Yes. Because it cannot be, because... that eliminates racism. You've been made whole.
I don't know. That'd be pretty sweet if I was a racist.
Never be a better time.
You just gave me all paid up. This is like, I just sketch this thing out, man.
Yeah.
And I get this law that backs me up. And makes it a felony for you to accuse me.
But then it's like, you took the money.
It's your flag.
Well, and this is where the funny part of the discussion came in, because this is like where, I hate to say it, this is like where the NFL came in and stuff like this. They were like, well, guys, you got to remember that the $5 million investment, you're going to get it all back. It's like, why would you say this? It's like, well, so here's the stats on how many people in the NFL go bankrupt, right? So the whole thing was, they're not going to create generational wealth from this. They're going to get the $5 million back.
Oh, my God.
It was a scale of like 82%.
That is ridiculously circuitous logic.
Well, okay, so
think of all the lotto winners and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it, right?
This is about a thin argument, man.
Patrick, dude, I was farming for likes to piss people off. I wasn't actually doing science. Yeah. I'm just saying here, like at this, and I guarantee you, it's not the San Francisco people saying like, oh, well, this is our grand plan. Watch this. No, it's that. Basically, what you're doing is you're writing every black person in San Francisco a $5 million stimulus check, right? Oh. And so, yes, you're going to see certain industries get all their money. It's going to come back into the system. There will be about 18% of people who actually do some investing and make something
move.
That's the argument here is like, take the... Well, and that was the thing. You get that taxes. You tax it, right?
Oh my God! So they're going to get federal money to give $5 million out, so that they can claim 60% of it.
Right. You
for
tax
taxes.
The money. You're going to tax that in San Francisco too. I guarantee you that there's city tax. Right. So you do that.
This is not a serious proposal.
This is a pyramid scheme.
No. I just saw it for exactly what it is, man. So
oh my God!
This is fucking people just flapping their dicks at traffic.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So I get it now.
So each person gets $10 in lotto tickets out of the whole thing.
And a pack of toilet paper.
And the people in San Francisco basically raise their prices and.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, the smart answer is take the money, take the 2.4 or 2.2 million that you're going to rake from it, go to Mexico and live like a god. Just
yeah, or Kansas.
No, Nevada. You don't even have to go that far.
You know what? That's funny. Imagine like the halo effect around there of the communities that got rich because of people that flee. So like, Nevada.
Yeah, Eugene, Oregon sees this huge. So what's the one? What's that town that's right across in Arizona? I've driven through it.
Oh, the one right across the...
Yeah, right across the river there. I can't remember. It's kind of depressing. That's where Lake Havasu is. Havasu, yeah. So it pop.
Havasu's depressing?
Hey, it's a little cheesy, man.
Is it?
So, yeah.
I did ads for him before, so...
Did you?
In the hotel directories and stuff. They have a London Bridge over there.
Right, and nobody really knows why.
I don't know why either, but they would advertise.
No, that's a real thing.
Having London Bridge there. I was like, oh.
So, they're like, yeah, the British were happy to sell this to you. You know, so... It is. It's like a 2-week-a-year kind of party town for spring break.
Gotcha.
You know, and then it's kind of a retirement community, and it's kind of like, I don't know. There's just something about it that's kind of dead and hollow. So, yeah. Well, you've been in towns like that, you know, where it's like, this is something that is not right here.
I don't think I really.
No, not up in Montana territory.
I mean, I'd only stay in the hotel.
Douglas, Wyoming's like that. That's what it feels like.
I love that hotel.
Well, you didn't try to mix it up with any of the locals.
Yeah,
no,
exactly. You didn't go to the local biker bar?
You don't know what it's like to be like a Douglas native.
I don't even think I went to a restaurant there.
I went to the Arby's.
Well, Douglas was where I got my potato olay. So.
Table for one, sir?
Table for one, sir. Yeah. I have a 7 o'clock reservation.
Sir, will you be needing silver?
Yes, please.
No, we just use hands.
I'm eating my sandwich. Yeah. Very good, sir.
Just giving my horseradish sauce in my hands.
I'll get you a wet wipe, sir.
A wet wipe.
Yeah.
No, Douglas was one of my favorite.
Excuse me.
I stayed in Douglas once.
There's Douglas and
I've stayed in Douglas
Spearfish,
many times.
whatever was just north of Spearfish.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
I didn't stay in. I never stayed in Spearfish. I stayed in whatever was just north there. But I can't remember. I don't know.
I don't know. There were a lot of towns in Nebraska like that, so that were just. They're kind of hollowed out, you know, and then they had a bunch of diehard locals there, and that was about it. And so, like, there was a couple times that I got to stop on I-80. There was one time I broke down, and I had to go to a Napa, and the guy was, like, super helpful and shit. You know, it was really kind of cool and stuff. But then, you know, I went over to, like, the Burger King there, and it was just, like, full of depressing people. You know? Yeah, it kind of was, man. You know, it's like these like old people who'd lived there forever and all their kids are gone and shit. You know, it's just it kind of had that dead feel to it. So
I don't know. North Dakota just had money everywhere, so they just
North Dakota's a little bit different, man.
They were a different breed.
Yeah,
and everyone just wanted to spend it. They didn't really. There was no long-term plans there.
I need my 15th AR.
Or you go to the bar and you just spend and not even care what the total is.
Well, but I did see some of those places where you could see that they'd had better days when the oil was better.
So, on the decline when...
Yes. But... Yeah, because you could see like the like they had like huge hotel areas that were mostly unoccupied.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm so kind of curious if there's just buildings that are just empty now.
Empty.
Like they just go, well, that didn't work.
Well, it's like China where they're destroying like unoccupied.
I don't think they're tearing down Motel 8s.
I mean, they were building big hotels.
Oh yeah,
like
huge blocks of just like Hampton Inns.
Right. Yeah. There goes the Best Western. Yeah.
It was crazy, and it's just like, man, what happens when the oil died? Oh, oil died. Are you guys still going?
Yeah. It's again, it's the same kind of thing. Like, why does Williston have an airport?
Like, there's nothing else there. So as soon as the oil's gone, like, there's no tourist stuff. Like, they needed to build like just epic golf courses or stuff up there.
They had a park.
Yeah. They
had a park next to the Hardee's.
They needed to do stuff that was like going to be something later on, not just be like, oh, let's stash all the people here in nice places.
Well, evidently, so I watched I bet you, because it was probably on I think you have the channel saved too, is basically where Venezuela was a country that was like Williston.
Oh yeah, I did watch that.
Yeah,
what is that?
Polymatter?
Yeah. Polymatter, yeah.
Yeah, that shit was depressing.
Wow.
That's a weird case, man. That's a really weird case.
So they just built super fast, and then once the money dried, there was just...
Well, the thing that's funny about it is there's still like ridiculous amounts of oil there. So, yeah.
They said it's like at the
crazy.
surface.
Yeah. It's way easier to get to than shale. So, and then the only thing that's got it beat in terms of production costs was the Saudis. Yeah. But, like, the whole economy is so fucked for it. So, because, it just boom bust, and every time people make money, and then the oil bust would come, and they'd roll it all out of the country. So, it's a weird situation. I'm not really too familiar with the history of Venezuela. So,
fortunately, I got to speak to a Venezuelan.
Yeah. I got a colleague who's from Venezuela. She left when she was little, though. So,
well, yeah, this one was she's in her 20s.
Oh, no, this lady's in her 40s.
Yeah, it's made it very clear that it sucks. And they were talking about this is the place where inflation is in the thousands.
The tens of thousands.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
That was because they were saying, like, they can't even print their own money, really. They have to buy their money. It's all imported.
Yep.
And it's worthless.
Yeah.
But they talked about the way that they can exchange that, and it was crazy.
Well, you go back to the same thing that's going on in eastern Kentucky, where you have a fucking Mountain Dew-based economy.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. We never told you about that?
I was blown away by this.
It might be in a show that I hadn't listened to.
I can't remember. I think it was on NPR a long time ago. Where basically there's a couple counties in Kentucky that are so fucking poor. They're in Kentucky and West Virginia. So, and like everybody there is on food stamps, all right? And so for years they get food stamps, but then after a while, and so when you had food stamps, the currency was cigarettes, because you could buy cigarettes and food stamps. You can't do it with an EBT card.
Yeah.
All right, and so when they switch over to the EBT card, one of the things you can buy is like diet soda. So like everybody drinks soda, all right? And so whenever like your EBT funds come in, Walmart has racks and racks and aisles and skids of sodas in some of these places, because people just go in there and they use their EBT card to buy a skid of soda. And they use it to trade for goods and services all over town. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man.
Whoa!
Yeah, this is in America,
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I mean, like you're not going to find a county like that in probably any other state. You might find one or two here or there. So there might be one maybe in Colorado somewhere. So
if it is, I think I'd know where it would be.
It would be in the San Luis Valley. So it'd be right up against New Mexico. I guarantee. Now, if it's on that side or on the other side of the mountains down by Cortez, I don't know. It would be one of those two, though. So, but anyway. Well, it could be the one way out there where the fort is. So, the one that's
west?
No, the east.
Oh, yeah, you are pointing east.
Yeah, that's your east wall. So, but anyway,
Google Maps has just kind of ruined me, hasn't it?
I don't pay attention to directions. I don't pay attention to roads.
Anyway, what was I talking about?
We were talking about the Mountain Dew economy.
The Mountain Dew economy,
Kentucky.
Of Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
if I could just like buy a pallet of Mountain Dew and just be a lord there.
This isn't like Beanie Babies, Will. So yeah, I mean you could be a lord there, but you could buy shit. So
right.
What would you
getting goods?
What would you be exchanging it to these people for?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Their home.
I didn't know.
You don't want that property, man.
Yeah.
Like that's
be a land baron.
Over land that sucks. I mean, like, because you'd have to. What are you getting in return? Because when you flip it around, it's like it's not worth the Mountain Dew I'm paying for.
That's really true.
So unless you had some kind of deal where you were,
right.
Yeah.
It's not like just taking cash to Thailand or something.
No.
What are you thinking about?
Yeah,
what?
Well, that's what one of the.
One of the
oil guys.
Arbitrage opportunities.
That's what one of the oil guys did. He just worked nonstop for like 3 years and then just said goodbye and went to live like a king out there.
Oh yeah, this is what we said.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I've also heard of many people who once they do that, you can never come back to America.
Whoa.
So because they don't pay taxes. So yeah.
Yeah, I heard another popular destination for that, Philippines.
Philippines is another one.
I did a show once about people who essentially buy, so this is one thing that I don't realize sometimes. Like, we've joked about how little land between, say, like California and, the other coast where you're like, there are some places that are just so deserted. You drive for 6 hours and don't see shit. One of the things that I forget about sometimes is evidently a lot of that same kind of thing applies to islands. So I watched a program basically about people who develop and live on these uninhabited islands, right? Which is crazy. And they say, like, the only thing that's expensive is getting stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Because you essentially have to go by boat to this place, or if you ever have anything shipped. Like, so when you're building a house out there...
all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, because it was like, well, I need lumber, I need brass, I need, this, and this, right? And for a second there was like, this looks really cool, right? It's like, this is also a problem, because then it's like, there are no cops. There are no, right?
Because no EMTs, man.
No, nothing.
Yeah. So there's something really appealing to it, but also death.
It's cool to rent it for a week or so.
Right. Well, even then, that's kind of risky.
Well, somebody from our work, she went out there. Their family did. There was like 8 of them, and they rented an island, and basically for 6 days, and it cost them $20 each.
$20?
$20?
Yeah.
Where was this island?
Like in the Philippines. So like the travel to get there and all is
that's not $20. Yeah.
But to rent like the place that, and I mean it wasn't like, like a mansion on the island. It was kind of huttish, kind of low scale, but
that's okay. Yeah,
it was like $20 a person.
You doubt you have a flush toilet there. Yeah. There's certain hard no's for me now.
It's worth the extra money.
Actually, I've heard even in a lot of like Mexican places, they don't have flush toilets that work well. Like, you have to be really judicious about what you flush. Yeah,
I don't think I'm signing up to go there.
Yeah, I love just America Prime.
Or the places that are catering to me as the American.
Look, even the concept, and sorry to shit on you Europeans, and not all of you, of course, but this is just, the side effect of how your plumbing's been laid over, the years. The places where they have a hot faucet and a cold faucet is ridiculous to me.
What do you mean, both?
Yeah, so you don't go to my kitchen sink and move it in the middle depending on where you want the warm. Okay? You have all hot, all cold.
Yeah.
My bathtub actually does.
Yeah, no, that's more common than you think.
For your sink?
For my sink?
That's what I'm saying, is not for your bathtub, but for your sink.
Yeah, so the last sink that we had at that house over there had 2 knobs, but 1 handle, so it didn't have 2 separate faucets.
Right, it's 2 separate faucets.
Yeah, that I haven't seen. So
Okay, yeah.
So I've seen people basically configure this by taking like a Gatorade bottle, right, and hooking it to both sides
so
of
that it pours out the wine,
and it creates a new warm in the middle, right?
Huh.
But yeah, that's just the way that the plumbing was laid.
Sure.
100 years ago.
Well, you probably had cold water before you ever had hot water.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
But that's one of those things that would be like, I don't like this. I don't want to deal with this. So I'm going home.
So that's way better than squat toilets or something.
Like those Asian toilets?
No.
Those.
I've seen those videos of what a gas station looks like in China. Yeah. So
have you seen that they say that it's supposed to do it that way because that's how nature intended you to actually do it? So this is how your body would actually push it out normally.
Biology confirms the culture over time. So fucking get on board with it.
Okay, but the problem, Will, is that yes, you can achieve that same effect by leaning forward a little bit on your own toilet.
Yeah. Where you can buy the squatty potty. I know what commercial you're talking about.
I'm not signed up for it, but
I'm unfamiliar. What
you have to go Google that, man. No, it is like a 30-minute fucking commercial with a dragon that shits gold, and it explains like the little like fucking third sphincter that you've got that opens up apparently when you put your knees above your pelvis. So
it's I don't think I watched the whole thing, but I heard
commercial
this whole process
that you'll see on the internet because half the ones are him. And it's this little like fucking purple like cartoon puff dragon guy.
Right.
All right, struggling to take a shit. It's just like, it's like screaming but silently like.
Well, this was the same argument I made about your cat.
It's exactly
cat.
like that. Yeah. He's trying to poop.
But if the cat was sitting properly.
Well, that was where I put it to like Pat, because like his mom was just kind of like ignoring it, and I was like, so if Jim was doing his version of that, you would not say that's normal.
Get in the car.
Like, you know how that would sound? Your husband would be like, you would be like, no, I'm just going to keep keeping you wet for no. You would look at Jim's diet and be like, all right, so
yeah, more hamburgers.
So you'd be like, okay, so Jim, this is, yeah, you can also have this, but you have to go through this much kibble first. It's like, what is that? It's like, is that like corn nuts? It's like, no, nothing at all.
No, not even a little.
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah, we've talked about this. The weirdness of trying to interpret animal language into human language is sometimes it's very clear. Other times it's, oh my god.
Yeah,
you just need that collar that lets them talk.
I'd be terrified of that.
I would be terrified of that.
I don't want to know a lot of times what the dog is thinking.
There's this. Did I tell you about this lady that's like got that pad? Did we were talking about that pad that's got different words on it, and she's trained her cat to like speak to her through it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fucking sweet. So it's actually a veterinary program. It's part of a big study, and she's got a YouTube channel up there on it, and the cat has the most malicious thoughts from time to time. It's great.
Yeah. Did they put like kill?
Well, they put like
why is this on here? And the cat keeps jumping through it.
Pressing him with both hands.
Just give the cat a Ouija board.
Oh yeah.
Let the spirits guide. Yeah, what were the things that the cat was maliciously trying to say?
Sometimes the cat's really nice.
Yeah.
So, it's like feed. The cat's name is Billy. And so the cat knows its own name. And so it'll be like, feed Billy, please, kind of thing, because please gets you food faster.
Oh.
So, and so she's been training this cat the cat's not young. So, for a while. But there's some of them on there where there's like this one that I was watching where there's this dog barking. And then the cat's like, noise away. Noise outside away. So it's just like, kill the dog.
He grabs a pencil, starts drawing.
Right, yeah, exactly. This is like, you realize, actually you are an animal, aren't you? Right. A 100% protein-based carnivore.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's just, in some ways it's going to view it as a source of food because cats are hunting animals.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, mine are murderers. So,
would they eat a dog?
If it was small enough, abso-fucking-lutely.
But then it wouldn't be a dog.
Yeah, you're right. It'd be like a squirrel. So yeah.
A chihuahua?
Oh, no, that's kind of on pair. Oh. So yeah.
I would go by weight, and they'd be about the same weight. Yeah. But if you're talking about if you had a dog breed that was so awesome that it was the size of like a chipmunk, right? But it was still actually a dog,
the cats would murder it.
Yeah. They kill the shit out of it.
They'd instantaneously see it for the threat that it was.
I think Winnie would too. Winnie just eyes our guinea pig nonstop, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have a gated room for the guinea pig.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. So I don't know what's wrong with the guinea pig. Like, So I built it like a 3-story house.
Oh, wow.
And so it's got fences that can go up like over each section so I can get in there, clean it all and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I just leave the bottom one open.
Yeah.
It never leaves.
Oh, really?
I've seen it.
Will not leave.
Huh.
And I'm just like, okay.
Is it because of the dog?
I don't. It's just a scaredy.
It was that before you had a dog.
Yeah. It's just a scaredy cat thing, and it's just like, no, my house. I'm good here.
Fair. I mean, it sounds like he's living pretty large, so fuck it.
Did you? I forget. Did you have the guinea pig at the same time as you had those stupid birds?
No. Wait. Yes.
Was there some?
There was some overlap. Yeah.
I didn't think your birds were stupid. I thought they were cool.
They're just dirty animals.
Yeah. Are they?
That's the.
Dude,
when you told me about it,
I was cleaning bird poop off spots just for, like, soon as she left, it was, all right, I have to go up on every high spot, clean. There's just
that's what
bird stacked there.
Because otherwise all you're doing is you're leaving birds in their cages the whole time, and that's kind of like, what a shitty life.
Well, I thought some birds were like really well adapted to that, but I don't know.
Some birds are, but
I don't know.
But
if I was a bird, I wouldn't be too happy with never flying.
Well, yeah, of course. It's like, well, thanks for the millions of years of evolution that I was a dinosaur. Now I have wings, and I'm stuck in here.
Yeah. So I mean,
That's
it was like every light I had to go.
And you got those high ceilings too.
Yeah, I had to bring in a ladder in and
that's gross, man.
Clean up everywhere.
Yeah, a bird would last exactly 10 seconds. They would get torn to pieces. So, in fact, they would fight each other to see who could get to kill it.
Well, I think that would be their best chance is to like sometimes when there are so many doom monsters, if you encourage and fight them,
they take care of the problem themselves.
The frame rate sucks.
You're just throwing a piece of beef. Now I only have to kill one.
Yeah, kind of. I think that would be their best bet is to encourage discord between the.
They would have to.
Yeah,
that's the only way the bird would survive.
That being said, birds are fast.
They are really fast. So, yeah.
But they gotta rest at some point.
That's right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like my cats are both like assault predators and ambush predators. So I've seen them do it with mice. It's cruel what they do.
And they just like bat them.
I haven't seen that too much. I've definitely seen them to the point in time where they're like both hanging out on my kitchen floor. So like, what the fuck are you guys doing? So it's like I know you guys are up to no good. They're just both staring at like my oven. It's like. What is going on? It's get out of here and shoo them out and then turn the light off. And then I'll go get up and get a glass of water and they're right fucking back there. So I'm like, oh, I know what you guys do. I'm going to find a present tomorrow. It's going to suck. Hopefully it'll be in one piece, but I doubt it.
They don't eat it?
Never.
They just kill.
They just kill. So
yeah, it's for those. It's not for food. It's the same thing. Like they don't want to eat moths.
Yeah.
No,
they don't want to eat bugs. Fair. So they don't actually eat spiders. They just murder things. Including Mel Gibson. Did you upload that one?
Put it in there.
Oh, nice. That was one of my favorites.
Will's done some fantastic work on this.
I can't make the ones like I see the examples of where they're like shining examples of beauty and all this stuff. Like I'm not at the point where I'm able to get there.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Thing is, you will get there. And like the thing I've noticed about you is you've really changed your mind towards, well, not changed your mind, but really found new ways to like search and actually just like find information and experiment and that kind of stuff. Because this was just like a self-reflection that I had the other day when I was talking with a student about like learning and stuff like that, like little bit of retrospective, what would you tell yourself, that kind of stuff is I would have learned to like steal techniques at an earlier age instead of, wow, it's imperative on me to figure it out all by myself without. Okay, I see, guys. This is radio, not TV. There's a lot of nodding going on right here. So, yeah, just things where it's like I put an effort that was fruitless. I was totally going in the wrong direction.
Somebody's done it. Use the resources. There's no reason to try and reinvent the wheel. It's dumb.
Yeah, no shit. That's why I learned how to use a French curve 1 year ago.
What do you use a French curve for?
So if you're drawing a geometric picture, like a picture with perspective, right? And it has round angles. Right? So a French curve basically has every angle or curve that you can think of.
On a spiral.
Right?
Got it.
Well, sort of, yeah. But so the thing is, you are going to create like the rough perspective of like a circle, right? Essentially like dots. And then you're going to just map it out easily and then take the curve and then just draw a straight line. Right? For the longest time, I'm sitting there working on technique because how do I do this and make a straight line or a curved line that's accurate? And when I'm actually drawing, it comes out smoothly, right? And there was a point where I was like, well, I told you this. This must be an elite class of human beings. Like, why can't I do this? And then it turns out there's a tool. Put the tool down and then just draw this line. I was like, you're fucking kidding.
Yeah, you're brilliant. Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
I don't know, man. I guess I learned that lesson quite a while ago, but it's also one of those things where there's more avenues to actually learn shit faster now than there used to be.
Also, yes.
And so, I'm not going to beat myself up for not knowing exactly what a French curve was because I probably haven't touched one since high school.
Unless
it was pre-internet, so
I only saw it in architecture tools. Yeah, I always thought that was just for architecture.
I never knew what it was for.
Yeah.
So, but then, not that he used it, but this is a handle. You hold
because
it
one day he might.
So but then like the I don't know. So like YouTube in particular. It's like 10 years ago when I was somewhat broke, but not terribly broke, but didn't want to like spend $1,000 on my truck.
Right.
It was let me get on YouTube here. And it was like, this is just a fuse. Where's that fuse? Oh, it's right there. So like, I got a spare one of those. Let me try this. Oh shit, it works. It's like, you just have way more access to information than you used to. So, or rather, before I'd be like, all right, where's the schematic? All right, let me figure out where the short is,
How does this panel come off?
Right, exactly.
Because I'm going to snap it in two. You're supposed to pull it till it feels like it's going to break, and then it comes off. It's like,
thank you for telling me that.
I would have never done it because I was about to freaked out.
Let me tell you about all the things that I put too much pressure on that weren't meant to come. Right. They don't go back together. No, you're right. And I would imagine that there's a couple of industries that have probably seen great detriment. So, like, I'll bet you furnace repair has been severely reduced. Dishwasher repair, I've done that.
Oh, for sure. And like anybody can change a garbage disposal now.
Yeah.
So I like some of it, but some of it, like, I don't know, man. I'm not a huge fan of the do-it-yourself kind of shit. So I am to a certain point.
Anything that can destroy my house. So I'm not really doing electrical unless it's like a light switch.
I would not. I wouldn't even
some
do that.
Basic plumbing. I'm a little nervous about, but if it's something I can see that I can see if it's going to leak right there, then I'm okay. But as soon as it's like anything that could potentially be on the wall or somewhere, it's like, nope.
I don't really have a problem with repairs. It's fine doing your own repairs, but like these guys who like, I'm going to watch YouTube and figure out how to stretch my own fucking carpet.
Let me do my
just
roof.
Go pay a motherfucker.
Let me do my roof.
Let me get on. Let me get my knee pads. I'm going to redo my roof. It's kind of like pay somebody for that. So there's like one thing that's really difficult to do, and it doesn't seem difficult until you actually have to do that. It's like texturizing drywall. Yeah, it's a bitch. It is really hard to do it right. I will pay someone to do that every single fucking time. So it's just like, I could buy the bucket and just
You know why those guys make
it looks like shit. It looks like absolute shit when you do it yourself.
Yeah. You know why those guys make it look easy? Because they've done it 6,000
exactly,
times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The same thing, like if you've ever seen somebody do like stucco, where they have the wire frame.
Oh.
Those guys just like slap it on. It's like, right? And you're talking. This is like a 2-week project for me because I can't get it right.
And how many hours are you spending on it? Like if you calculate how many hours that you would have, what you make per hour working, it's like that costs a lot more than what I paid.
I got another good example of this. My neighbor, he's got an aspen tree. That's 3 of them that have died. Okay.
Oh.
This dude has slowly been sawing this thing down himself. All right, and I've seen him out there. And then there's other days where he's like, it's too windy, and so obviously he's not going to work on it. But he's got this little fucking chainsaw that's kind of like yours.
Oh yeah,
maybe a little bit smaller than yours actually, but normally pretty handy. So I got a big motherfucker. I got a big gas motherfucker.
Oh, I don't know. Well, okay, so mine's battery powered.
Yeah,
and you get it in the kids aisle.
His kind of like that, yeah. So, and I've seen him working on this thing, and it every week it gets a little bit smaller. Kind of thing, but it's obvious he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, And so, meanwhile, I've got a dead aspen tree that's probably twice the size. I'm going to pay a guy probably about $700 to come in and just knock it out in 15 minutes and grind the stump and be on his way. So, but yeah, I know this guy's like, well, you're the fucking sucker here. I'm like, really? Am I? So,
years of your life.
You're going to feel differently if you drop that fucking chainsaw on yourself.
Well, no, you're absolutely right. And I do have a funny chainsaw story, but no, that's the you can also use that for fence repair. But,
yeah.
That was the thing was. The other thing, the reason that you do that is because, all right, so if you do that and you mess it up, okay, and it's the guy that you hire to do this and he drops it on your house, you get that taken care of.
Fuck yeah.
You drop it on your house.
Oh, and that's the thing. The guy, I'm not too scared about him dropping this tree on my house now.
No, his house.
No, it would fall on my house probably before his house.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's far enough away where it wouldn't really do anything. And it could land on my truck, which would piss me off. So, but it's also one of those things where it's just I see people do that all the time. It's well, I'm going to do my own floors. I'm going to do my own drywall. I'm going to do my own architectural work and all this stuff. And it's you're not really saving yourself that much money. And so
for things you want to look good,
you're going to do it once,
if you're doing this the first time and you picked it up on YouTube, you're going to make mistakes. And that's going to be there staring at you
forever.
Years.
My house has several things that I did myself, so including a shitty floor. And it was just hey, we got to do this because, there were marks all over the linoleum and shit, and so fine. But I'm telling you, the next floor I get, I will not touch that bitch. I will find a professional. Same thing with my tile work. I did tile. I did a bunch of tile for not just myself, but also for my dad. And I'm not bad at it. So, but I can look every time I go into my bathroom and take a shit. And it's there's a little piece right there. It's fuck. It's that's
even
just a little.
Nobody
else would see it. I see it every single time. It was that's where I got lazy.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing too. Is I can do it, right?
Yeah, sure.
Clearly, I can do it. But the thing is, when you get out to the guys and they've been doing this for years, right? Number one, they get it done fast,
way fast,
right? And the other thing is that they have the confidence to go out there so when you go out there and you put the 5 lines in it and they just go clink, 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 clink.
Yeah.
Where you're over here sitting, it's like you're defusing a bomb. Tap.
It didn't break all the way through.
And so you fuck it up. And these are guys who you score it right here, you break it over your knee.
Yep.
They're totally fine, no problem. But I would be
what do I do? Yeah.
I don't want to damage this thing. And that's the thing is that's what you get from practicing it because they buy so much tile.
Oh yeah.
Right. You break one, hey, try it again.
Yeah. You're just gonna frisbee it over the fence.
Yeah, you're right. So it's some things I'm not scared about my dishwasher. I've replaced every part of it.
Mm-hmm. I've never had a dishwasher break.
I've never had a dishwasher break either. The thing that I've broken it in like the last 3 fridges that I've had is my ice maker. So I give up.
What happens?
I don't fucking know, man. So like I get on YouTube and look for solutions to the problem and shit like that, and it's always not the right model. Or it's something that's really
that's
close.
hard with fridge,
Yeah, and so I've actually had someone come out and look at it. She's a friend of mine at the bar, and so she was like, "Oh, well, it's this, and this," and she fixed it once, and then it broke again, and she was like, "Oh, it's this control switch, and you got to get the whole thing replaced." I was like, "So I can just take these like trays here." They just put them on the shelf and they'll freeze. And she's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Okay, I think I'll do that, and I can just use the bucket to hold the ice."
All right.
So it's really not that hard.
But we do get spoiled.
We do get a little bit spoiled. So, but yeah, no, I've never busted a dishwasher. So,
well, it's so I've broken the main parts, which is the swing arm.
Right? Oh, okay.
And that you just pull it off.
Yeah.
Take a new one, put it back on. You just order the part.
Yeah.
And that's like $9.
That's easy.
But the area underneath, like, there have been times when. Okay, so. Like, those goddamn stickers that are on fruit.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Those things sometimes, like if you don't notice them, you leave them on a plate or whatever, you put them in, right? Those things have ways of like gumming up the stuff down there or getting stuck in the holes. You're like, why isn't the water going down in the dishwasher?
Yeah.
And you do everything that you can, and then you're like, oh, okay, now I have to dissect all the stuff down here. Let's go ahead and drill this out. Not drill, but yeah, you have to take all the parts off down there and stuff like that. It's like, this sucks.
I've done that. I've done that a couple times, but just to like get some Drano and shit. And we're like, well, actually,
and sometimes Drano won't do it.
Yeah, I haven't had that happen. But so like the dishwasher that I have now, it's got a trap in there. That's great. And I'm just like way more vigilant about actually pulling that shit out of there.
I am now too.
Yeah. So it usually takes one of those. Same thing with like my dryer vent. So,
Did you not clean it?
Well, no. So, and then like
wait, the one in the dryer or the one that goes out
to the house? Okay. Yeah, that one I've actually got a kit that fits on the end of a drill that you just shove up in there, and so but like the first time I saw like. It wasn't really that bad, but I was on the side of my house, which is rare. And there's all this blue shit all over the place. And I'm like, oh shit, that's the stuff that came loose.
I remember like one guy, he's complaining about his girlfriend, and I totally understand because I had some of this going on before. It's like she would never, ever, ever clean the lint trap in the fucking dryer, right?
You do it every time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you do. And this was the thing, was he's sitting there, he like tried to explain it to her. He's like, do you know why it takes like 11 hours to dry a blanket?
Yeah, no
air going through.
Yeah, oops. So
it's like the moisture stays right inside. And that was the thing. She was complaining. It's like, we need to get a new dryer.
It's like, no, you don't need a new dryer. So
And then you'll need another one.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It's surprising how durable some shit is, man. So, like, I don't know. Maybe not so much the new appliances, but I've had old appliances. Like, I had a dryer. It's the same fucking dryer for, like, it was in my parents' house. Yeah. They were great. It was heavy as fuck. But,
Well, you're seeing like the last appliance that was made out of die-cast metal.
Yeah, it said Tonka on it.
Oh, God. That is the other thing that I am just so sick of seeing all those shows is they think that the height of elegance is, oh my God, it's a clawfoot tub.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
I could just relax in this. Like, no, you know what? I got you, but nobody actually really relaxes in their tub. You think you will,
yeah,
and maybe once a year you do, because you played a game of like pickup football, and your muscles are so sore you have to soak. But most of the time, nobody has time to just. Well, I'm just gonna soak. No, you have to get clean.
I can't remember the last time I've had a, quote, bath. It's been ages for me. It's been ages.
Right.
I don't even think I've done it in my house. I know my kids have.
They're children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. She's had a bath.
My ex had. I don't think I ever.
But that's what I'm saying.
I don't think I've ever been in my bathtub, and I've been in my house 7 years.
Yeah, I'm at 6.
Yeah. 8 years.
You have to clean the bathtub before you use it and after.
There's dust all over it.
There's dust all over it. There's schmutz. I mean, it's like, and the I even stopped like putting her in the bathtub. I'm like, this is a waste of time. Just do this in the shower. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, way easier, and she hates it anyway. Dogs can jump out of bathtubs.
Yeah,
that's true.
But in the shower, you close that fucking jail cell door. It's like,
you're in the slam. Come on, silly.
Oh my god! I always wanted a clawfoot tub. Like, and it's just the easy way to. I think that a lot of this, you look at the end of the credits, you see promotional materials provided by it. It's like, this is all just...
It's fake. Yeah.
Of course it's all fake.
Those shows are fake as fuck, man. So, in fact, there's so many of them. So many of the producers on the shows have been sued over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's like, oh, well, actually, they destroyed the value of my fucking house, you know?
Yeah.
So, or, they completely inflated the market. The market statistics, and we way overpaid for this, and now we're stuck in a mortgage that we can't afford, and we're going to have to declare bankruptcy. So,
Well, there was this, what was it? There was this show where they presented this, it was presented as like a charity, right? Like extreme makeover.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the last episode they did was this midget family.
Okay.
And that was the thing, is they actually did increase the value of this home a lot, problematically, to the point where you don't get just stuff for free when it comes to Uncle Sam. It's the same thing like if you win a $50,000 car or you get anything like this.
Also, their property got reassessed.
Yes.
Oh,
and so this midget family, who were going through some tough times, having trouble paying their bills already, these guys come in and basically inflate the value of their home, give them new and bigger bills. They have to sell the thing.
Yeah.
That's the last show they did.
Gosh.
Right, because you're not going to do better. You're not going to do better than actually it's like, well, these guys actually need it. Well, let's go ahead and add like $400,000 or whatever, a value to this house, and then stick them with the bill.
Yeah.
Now, this is not like those shows where you have people like complaining like, if we don't get enough gold today, we're going to shut down. It's like, well, okay, yeah, I see that. But the problem is, I know that you guys are also getting paid per episode. So,
right, yeah.
like, yes, sort of. But the dire straits that you're in aren't exactly true.
They never were.
No, well, now, Patrick, I will say this. So I did have the benefit. So I do British TV as well, right? And what I have found is that British TV is subtle. I did a British repair show where they take this bus, okay? They go to different destinations that are in need of repair, right? And the thing is, they actually get the people involved on these small little projects, right? It's basically like, no, I'm going to show you, you want this chair reupholstered, I'm going to show you how to do it, you're going to do it, right?
Oh, okay.
And you go into it and you say like, wow, this is actually kind of, because it's so small scale and you see them like working on it and it's believable.
Yeah.
Right? But then when I realized at the end of 45 minutes, like, this is so incredibly fucking boring. There are no stakes.
It's my grandmother's chair.
Yeah, don't ruin it. There was no like.
Please be careful.
There was like no Pawn Stores drama or anything like that. It's no. And I was like, this is. I was like, I'm such an asshole. I'm like, this is what I've been asking for. When I got it, this is a horrible.
No wonder they glam it all up and all this fake crap.
And that was the thing. It wasn't like they were doing this. They didn't have like super personalities either, because that's the other thing I complain about is like where's your Gordon Ramsay of this show, who used to be like a little bit heated, but then you take him over here and he's like a cartoon. I was like, so are you selling this on personalities? It's like, No, it's just like there's a Scottish woman. She's like, you need to cut that more. Cut it better. Right? So I can't do it for you. Right? You know, and it's like, wow, this is everything I asked for, and it blows.
Well, I mean, this was years ago, but BBC had like their own like Pawn Star kind of thing where they would go out to like the garage sales and other things and try and search for deals, and it was just plain normal voice. Just, I'm gonna look for this little thing here, and this is just what I've been searching for, and it's just like,
hooray!
Background noise like times 100. Just
if you don't salt the water on this, it's so like it takes forever to boil, and it's like it's not even like subtle. It's just like you guys didn't find shit.
Somebody's got to lose a hand.
Pull bulldozer into a ditch.
There needs to be some angle of if we don't get this much gold, we're gonna get shut down.
There's bears out there.
I was like, I rethought that. I was like, I hate this shit, but I see why they do it because you would lose if you did that in America. Like, come on, we had this discussion a long time ago. It was like, so this is Man vs. Wild, this is Survivor Man, right?
Right.
Man vs. Wild we loved because there was essentially like this action character.
The Bear Grylls.
Yes, and then Survivor Man just like fucking complained.
That's all he did, play the harmonica. Yeah,
it's like I want to root for this guy because this seems real,
such
but
a
I
bitch.
hate it.
Yeah,
I never watched that.
I liked his show, but he's totally right. It'd be like raining, and then he'd get all depressive, and it's like, fast forward this.
It's like,
when's the sunshine coming?
But the irony was he was the guy who was doing it for real.
Yes.
So it was him and only him.
Yep.
And he had to do all of his camera setups and shit.
And
everything.
complain about it.
Complain about it incessantly.
Which is what you would do. You don't have another human being, so you wouldn't be like, woohoo, yay! Right? Or, oh my gosh! You wouldn't do that unless you're a fucking lunatic. And even that, that would get boring too. But yeah, it's like, this guy sucks. Like, I want to watch the show with fucking, action hero.
Dropped in from a helicopter.
Former SAS officer.
Like girls.
On the fourth time I climbed Everest, I broke my back. Right? This was the shit. I'm like,
got up the next day.
This is like, this guy's a hero. Like, this is.
He's just chewing on bugs too, man.
That was it. Yeah.
He's just totally do it for the camera, man. So
you did, because you're like, wow, real men drink their own piss.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Oh god, that was going on a lot.
Yeah. And then when it came out, it was like, he sleeps in a hotel every night.
Well, yeah, and everybody was like, what the fuck? But then it's one of those things where you look back on it, it's like, actually, that makes sense. So, it's like he did look awful sharp every day.
Right. Yeah.
And then you think about Les
not
Stroud,
turning into this strange growth.
Well, that was like Les Stroud's thing. I mean, you could tell because he'd get growth, and after a little while, it'd be like, oh yeah, no, you are wearing the same clothes every day, so I can kind of smell you through the TV, bro. Whereas Bear Grylls is like, I can smell you, and it smells of lilac.
It does. You can tell that he just it's Axe body spray on this guy.
Oh yeah, totally Axe. So
it's like, look at you. No, wasn't that the thing? Wasn't he pitching like right guard or something like that, or some shit like that?
Some extreme sports stick, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Speaking of sports, how are you feeling the dearth of no football? I know that's a big deal for you. Is it basketball right now?
I'm basketball, and actually, I haven't watched the Avs, but I pay attention, and they're actually winning.
They're in it. Yeah.
So I'm good with sports. I mean, the Nuggets are freaking amazing. So I'm 100% in. So.
Yeah, you're wearing the hat.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't keep wearing the Bronco hat.
True.
Finally.
I had to. But now there's new hope. We'll see.
No, I see. No, he took the hat off, man.
I did.
That's
the first time in a long time.
Do you remember at the end of Conan where, like, after Tulsa Doom gets his head cut off,
it rolls down the hill.
all of the, like, his believers just throw their, like, torches in the water, like, one by one.
Oh yeah, that was a good scene.
Yeah. And so, like, Will's Bronco hat, man, like,
He got tossed in the lake of fire.
I still wear it. I still throw it on from time to time, but right now it's full of Nugget Six.
Yeah, it'll be back out in August. Man.
Oh yeah.
So, in fact, maybe get a new one.
My kids got me a new one.
There you go.
did they? Oh, okay. Well, that's cute.
So they got me also a Broncos sunglasses, and Broncos earbuds. So they know me.
So this is happening.
It's cool. I'm fine.
You are easy to shop for.
I am totally easy to shop for.
I can respect that.
So I don't make it a puzzle that they have to solve. It's just find whatever Bronco stuff I don't have. There you go.
You know, okay, and I'll close off on this because I just want your thoughts. I don't know why this has been making the rounds, but for whatever reason, a lot of my students have been asking me about this. It's been about gifts, right? And
Gifts.
Yes, and the question of whether or not the gift card is actually a meaningful gift.
Sure.
Depends on the person.
Okay, he says sure, no compunction. What about you?
Depends on the person.
Okay, what does that mean?
Yeah.
That means if you buy them something and there's like no appreciation for it, buy them a gift card.
Oh, you mean
Now, if they get, if it's somebody that you know will get value out of something, then yeah, buy them a gift. Because, like me, I won't buy certain stuff for me just because I don't want to waste money on it. But if somebody bought me something like that as a gift,
right,
it's super cool and I'll treasure it.
Right.
Whereas if you give me a gift card, I'll be like, cool, I can buy groceries or something.
Yeah.
So, but I'm totally cool getting it. I think it's about the person, whether they're going to be like, sweet, this is something I've always wanted, but I never was going to buy for myself, or something like that.
Okay. So, I mean, like, would you be okay with it if Christmas came around and basically you guys just, like, swapped? It was just like, well, here's your $100 card, here's yours, and you're basically trading it back and forward.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, then just don't do gifts.
Yeah, or like, hey, I got you this. Oh, I got you that too. I'll just keep this one. So, no worries, man. You know.
Like, if all we're doing, like, good Lord, how lame would Christmas be? If, like,
well, that's
me
what
and
I'm
the
saying.
kids just were like, Amazon card. Your
exactly.
Amazon card.
Exactly.
Your Amazon card.
See, I've always used gift cards to stand in as like, I literally can't think of what to get you, so here you go. You know. So I've done that many times where it's just like, hey, look, I don't know what you have in your kitchen. You know, so here you go.
I don't buy gifts for anybody.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, I guess that's where I'm coming from. You probably do. You probably buy stuff for like your in-laws and stuff too, right?
We've done both gift cards and gifts. So if we see something that's like, oh, that looked great in your house, we buy it.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's getting like 2 weeks away from Christmas, we're like, what do you want to get your parents? I don't fucking know. It's like, yeah, well, they're always shopping at the Costco or something, so let's get them a nice gift card for Costco and buy them some dinner or whatever. There's no problem with that.
Would you give a spouse a gift card?
Yes, and I have.
There you go. All right.
Is it just like an Amazon card, or is it like to a bookstore? So you can see you actually put thought into it too.
That's what I'm saying. If you give your wife a $100 prepaid Visa gift card, right? That is like, if you seriously, because I'm saying like, well, it's Christmas. Here's cash, right? To your spouse.
To be fair, my wife and I do not give each other gifts.
No, you guys are
I haven't given my wife I haven't. We haven't done a gift for Christmas, anniversary, or birthdays probably in 10 years. So
I still get a gift from Santa.
yeah, I get a gift from myself.
Mr. Christmas, though. Yeah.
From Santa. So
It's under the tree.
This year it was ammo. He was very
this is why I have to ask you guys, because it's like, what's my gift from Santa? Well, keep the lights on.
Keep the lights on. Yeah.
This one's from Santa.
Yeah, this one's from Santa. No, I don't have a problem with gift cards at all. So
okay,
they're absolutely fine.
Right.
It's like It's way better to get a gift card, in my opinion, than get a gift that just totally misses the mark. So I have had that happen a couple times where it was just completely awkward. You know, so it was like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were still married. You know,
okay, all right, yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay.
So, you know, like, if I can't think of something that's really good, then a gift card's absolutely fine. So.
Yeah, no, I get it, Patrick. You get that gift, and that guy says, well, actually, I'm on 12-step. You know?
I've had that exact thing happen. It's like, oh, well, I guess we'll take the wine home. That exact thing. All right.
Any final thoughts?
Not really. Yeah.
No?
Sports is good.
Just great to see you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, go read Dilbert.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think the cartoon was all that great.
I've always enjoyed it that much.
It's never gotten the belly laugh out of me that like Calvin Hobbes used to.
I love Calvin Hobbes.
So.
I think that guy quit way too soon.
He's doing something now.
Is he?
It's weird though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Go look at it.
Huh, okay. I'm curious.
It's like Jabberwocky weird.
Whoa.
Yeah. So anyway.
All right.
All right. I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
I'm hitting the button.
Thank you.